Name your number.
It's ridiculous.
Name your number. But the problem that PSG have got is they might have to come to some sort of compromise, because if he doesn't sign that contract, he'll go for no money at all. Now, I know there's been lots of negotiations between Paris Saint-Germain and Kylian Mbappe's camp, whereby he has foregone a lot of the loyalty bonuses that he may have been due. So maybe they, limited some of the losses that they potentially could have had. But someone like Kylian Mbappe, to play for your club and then leave for no money at all, Paris Saint-Germain just don't want to be in that position. And so, like I said, is there that compromise that could happen whereby you have a release clause inserted in the contract, however low it may be, but Paris Saint-Germain do actually get some sort of money for him?
Is there anyone who can afford him in England?
That was the question. Mark, I was going to ask you, how could Liverpool afford him? Even if he went for nothing, you've got to pay enormous wages, and they've got a wage structure. So how could they possibly get him in the door?
This is a Kylian Mbappe that turned down hundreds of millions of pounds from the Saudi Pro League to sign a one-year contract and go over there. So clearly money is not a motivating factor for him. It's obviously about legacy and playing for the right clubs. Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United, clubs in the Premier League would fit the bill. How would they finance a deal like this? They'd go to their commercial sponsors and they'd say, can you chuck some money in the pot? Can we raise enough money? But I think when you look at a player like Kylian Mbappe, his basic wage might be £500,000, £1 million a week. But it's his commercial endorsements and the extras and the add-ons that will take his salary to, close to £100 million a year.
But what does that do to the dressing room? What does it do to Mohamed Salah? He says, hang on, I'll have a bit of that too.
Yeah, it creates a disharmony. You look at the likes of Newcastle. One of the big things about their success since Eddie Howe went into the football club is that they've had a wage cap and a wage structure. And everyone is roughly on the same type of money. So there's not one person in that dressing room that looks around and says, well, he's getting 5 times as much as I am, but I'm in the team every week and he's sat on the bench. That's unfair. And that creates a disharmony. So therefore, you would look at that culture at Liverpool at the moment, the dressing room that's very together, and clearly they've built something over the course of this summer while they've rebranded that midfield. You wouldn't want to upset that. So therefore, you'd have to be you think very carefully before you did anything like that put someone into the mix that was a big personality, not just in football, but on the world stage internationally, because it could upset things, and that would be one of the considerations. But it's like the Ronaldo thing, when he left Manchester United. Who actually wanted him? What clubs really wanted to put that into their dressing room? Talented player, but there's baggage.
Darren, take us into the dressing room then. What's it like when someone comes in who's on way more than everyone else? Does it destabilise the dressing room?
It depends what club you're at. It depends what happens. If Kylian Mbappe goes to a Liverpool, say, and they win the league, I mean, Mohamed Salah is not struggling on what he's earning at the football club either. So it depends what ego you are in the dressing room. We know footballers can be egos in the dressing room. You're going to be heard and hearing what kind of salary players are earning. You rarely speak about it in the dressing room, if ever, in terms of what you're earning, but you'll see it. You'll know what's going on. But if it comes in and you win the Champions League, you win the Premier League, and you're on £350,000, £400,000 a week, I don't think you can be that too disappointed on that kind of salary. But depends who you are.